Okay, this is day 2 of chronicling how to have hope. It's Halloween. That means it's the last day of the month of October. So we're ready to go into this new month with new beginnings. Today has been okay, so basically I got the inspiration for today's chronicle. I was sitting in theology class and I haven't written this important paper, which I didn't know was that important, until she says that if I don't do this paper, like if the students who haven't turned in this paper don't turn it in, it's 25% of our grade and we probably won't pass the class. And I was like, because right now I have a perfect grade in that class, and that's why I thought, it's okay, I don't have to do it. Man, was I wrong. I was wrong, and to be honest, like, I've been so frustrated with myself for not being able to do this paper, and I was kind of losing hope on it. But then she told us that we have a couple weeks to do it, so I'm like so frustrated. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And this paper is easy. I've done harder stuff and no amount of time at all. So I don't know what it is. Sometimes we can't do like the simplest stuff, right? And we have no motivation, nothing. We just can't do it. But anyway, I was sitting in class and, you know, she was just saying like, oh, the Bible was written because some apostles were given the talent by God, or some apostles knew what they had to do and some just spoke and other ones wrote it. And I wanted so badly to be like, well, if you know that some of us don't have the talent to write, can we just, you know, not do it? But I do. I don't know why I'm being such a wimp. Anyway, I was looking down at my hair, and I always do this thing where I like take out the knots, and there is one single hair that had a teeny little, and I legit spent like 10 minutes trying to take this knot out of this one strand of hair. And I even try to get a pencil, like a mechanical pencil, and I try to like undo it, and I can't do it. And that's when I see like the rest of my shiny hair, I'm like, what is wrong with me? I have all this beautiful hair, this healthy, shiny, beautiful hair, and I'm focused on one strand of hair that is imperfect, that has a tiny knot in it. And that's when I was like, it's the same way for hope. Many times, it's not even that our life is hopeless. It's not even that things are really, really bad. It's one thing in our life that we are putting so much emphasis on, when in reality, it's like one hair, and it's one knot on one hair. In reality, we have all this beautiful hair that is perfectly fine, and that is the big picture. No one can even see that one little knot that's bothering us so much that we spend our entire day trying to get out. And you can use this mentality to the things that bother you on a daily. Ask yourself, in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of life, is this really going to change everything for me? Is this really worth losing hope on? Or is this something that I should be easily hopeful for? Because in comparison to everything else, it's minuscule. It's nothing. So that is something that I learned for today's chronicle. And this is the biggest important chronicle for today. Let me talk about it. The biggest important chronicle is lack of sleep. Last night I did not get as much sleep as I would have liked. And the reason why sleep is so important to our lives, vital, is because sleep is the shock absorber of your day. When you go to sleep, that is when you are 100% pure. Let me explain this. In between your bones, there is something, I forgot what it's called, but its function is to be the shock absorber from any movement that goes to your bones, any like pressure. So whenever it goes against each other, your bones, say you're jumping, you're playing basketball, you're running, and your bones are constantly like this with one another, you're punching something, your bones, instead of having that friction against one another, which would cause the bones to wear down, you have this shock absorber that takes it all in. Well, that is what sleep is for us on a day-to-day basis. So if you don't get enough sleep, you're not getting the proper amount of absorbance through all the shock that your body, that your mind, that your heart, that your spirit, all the emotional trauma, everything you accepted that day is not being absorbed. And you have a daily amount of like shock, right? Because things happen every single day. That means you need to have that very important amount of time to absorb it all. So if you're not able to get those consecutive hours for as long as possible to absorb all that shock, you need to implement hours in your day to have a nap. Because what happens when you don't do that, when you don't absorb the shock, your shock carries on to the next day, and it becomes a problem for the next day when it's not a problem anymore. It's a problem of the past, and you're the only one that can't look through it because you're the only one that hasn't absorbed it. When you go to sleep, don't you realize how maybe the night before you were worried sick about something, and you wake up and you're like, what was I thinking? It's a beautiful day. It's gonna be amazing today. I can't wait. I'm one day closer to the grand of my future. And it's because you had sleep that calmed you down, that paralyzed all your stressful thoughts. Not only that, but you were given dreams that probably like were signs to you of subconscious thoughts, and then it taught you how to deal with those subconscious thoughts. And this is why rest is so important, because when we don't have rest is when the devil attacks us. God wants us to rest so we can be of sound mind, so we can know when things are against us. And when we don't get enough sleep, we are also hopeless, and that also leads to hopelessness because we have all this shock that we didn't absorb the night before, and we're still carrying that with us, and now it's wearing us down. Like if that shock absorber didn't like help the bones, it would wear down the bones. Now it's wearing us down, and it's wearing our day-to-day down. So this is today's chronicle. Most of all, if I feel any hopelessness today, it's my fault. I didn't get enough sleep. Sleep is divine, and sleep is a gift from God that you must make a priority so you can absorb all the shock. Okay. Bye guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you want to know how I keep my hair so healthy and beautiful, I literally just soak everything scalp to ends in olive oil or coconut oil, and then I just wash it out completely, and that's that. And I do that like a few times a month, and that's it. Okay, bye.